Welcome, 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 welcome. It's another spiritual awakening with yours truly, A.G. Green. Thank you so much for joining us. Whether you're watching live or in replay, thank you so much. I'm honored and privileged to be with you. Thank you for your time. Thank you for commitment. Thank you for your love. Thank you for your support. As you're entering this wonderful, wonderful space, please make sure that you tag and share. Share and tag. Even text. If you got a mailing list, put the link in the email list and send it to somebody you know who vibes with our tribe. Thank you so much. So glad to be with you. People are still jumping on YouTube and Facebook. What a day, what a day, what a day, what a day. What a day to be living in. What a moment to be living in. We've got so much to unpack for you on this particular evening. Blessings. And make sure you speak as you come into this wonderful, wonderful conclave. Almighty, I'm so thankful and grateful for everybody who's streaming in. Thank you for what's happening now, what's unraveling and unfolding before us. Your will is done in us, with us, and through us. You live in us, reconciling the world unto yourself. And we bless you in the name, the power, the consciousness, in the way of Yeshua. It is so, and so it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Again, this is Spiritual Awakening with yours truly, A.G. Green Sr. Don't forget to follow me at the various social media handles or websites you see at the bottom of the screen: Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and of course, YouTube. I'm so excited to have a presence there and to be able to speak some truths on every platform weekly. What a day. How are you doing? Make sure you speak. Let us know how you're doing thus far. I'm so excited again and delighted to be with you. Make sure you tag, text, and share. Again, text, tag, and share. We want to invite people to this party. We invite people to this gathering. What a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful gathering it is to be a part of. Good evening to you as well, our resident therapist. So glad to see you. Yes, 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 we vibe with our tribe. Absolutely, positively. One thing I make no excuses about. This is not everybody's tribe. As the folk would say when I was growing up, it's not everybody's cup of tea. All are welcome to connect, but not all will connect as we have welcomed them. And thank you. Thank you for confirming that you can't see and hear me well. If there's somebody else who's watching me, you can confirm the same. If you can't see and hear me well. Now to him that is able to do exceeding abundantly above all that we ask or think, according to the power that worketh in us. We came into this existence, this iteration, this matrix, this simulation as powerful spiritual species, dynamic spiritual beings of a divine class. Therefore, we own the power unashamedly. We love to declare, I am powerful. For the I am is one with us. The I am is a part of us. I am powerful. I want you to type in the comment section and speak out loud. I am powerful. Powerful purposely, powerful by divine permission. Powerful as a part of the strategic plan of the Creator. Powerful, maintaining the likeness of the Creator. Powerful, 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 powerful. Yes, the attributes of the one who created us are reflected in us and through us every single day. That's right. Type it in the comment section. I am powerful. It's a blessing to know that you know that you know that you know that I am powerful. Own it. Don't be ashamed of it. Don't allow anybody to cower you down, run you in the corner, overload you with religiosity and all other kinds of foolishness that dumbs down your existence, that reduces you to a fraction of who and what you were intended to be by the Creator, Source, and the Sustainer. Own the power, for I am powerful. Thank you so much for chiming in tonight and connecting with us. We most certainly appreciate you. Get to a few announcements before I get into the teaching on tonight, starting a new series for Wednesday night. And I, again, am so excited and delighted to have this opportunity to talk with y'all. The countdown is on. Come on, type it in the comment section. The countdown is on. The countdown is on. We are migrating our programming into our spiritual space, our spiritual community on Patreon. And next week, this program will be streamed from within Patreon from now on. You will see excerpts and other programming on the social media places that I have presence. But what we do on Wednesdays and Sundays will migrate to the Patreon platform. And of course, we're introducing new programming as soon as next week that I'll get into in a minute. I want to thank those who have joined the paid tiers. I drop extra knowledge, more intimate information on those paid tiers. You got some skin in the game. You're making an investment in this spiritual community that we call Revolution Inc. And I'm so thankful for those who by faith or by choice in believing that this community is worthwhile and I am worthwhile as a teacher for making that investment. It really, really, really is touching to me, those who are migrating over to that space. All right. Having said all that, let me quickly uh, mention to you right now the different phases, I should say, or the different, excuse me, levels you can come in. Let me move the template off the screen so you can see it just a little bit better. At the bottom, 777 a month for luminaries, and then we have enlightened ones, and they have different benefits. You can see these benefits also mentioned in the Patreon community. You can start as a free member and upgrade, but I encourage you, just jump on in as an upgraded member. We've got some more powerful, powerful things to share with you. For those who came in at the 1177 a month, I am going to get that free ebook to you, trying to decide if I should use something that exists, that's pre-existing, or create one specifically for you, centered around a particular topic. It is on its way to you. I'm happy that we are going to be adding some new programming, and I'm inviting those of y'all who are going to be a part of our staff and who are part of our audience who have some talents, gifts, and abilities that you want to share within the community to reach out, and we'll see if it's a good fit or in alignment with what we're doing here at Revolution Inc. Now, you can get 50% off the first month by using the code REV50 at checkout, REV50 at checkout. Experience high-level teaching, discover ancient spiritual wisdom. It's a community of like-minded people, weekly inspiration, free resources, so forth and so on. If you have not already migrated over to the paid tiers, REV50, REV50, that is the discount code that you want to use. Now, we talk a lot about prayer. We talk a lot about meditation. And I'm going to be releasing next week. It should be up Monday morning, and we'll re-air it on Wednesdays and Fridays, probably a 10 to 15-minute meditation. For those who are not familiar with it, this will be a good orientation into the meditation space, showing you how to meditate, taking you through a meditation session. And we'll have meditations that are created around different topics, different desires, different interests, so forth and so on, along with some other things that we are, again, preparing in terms of programming that's going to enhance you, that's going to surely, surely empower you. All right. The new blog series for free for all members and paid members is being released twice a week, one on Tuesday and one on Thursday. And you're going to see a few more personal videos from me on different kinds of teaching. I'm going to do some companion teaching to the new series on the paid tiers, for the paid tiers only, as it relates to our discussions on the Bible in blog form. For those who read it, some are talking about how enlightening it is. We're not here to proselytize or convert anybody. We're just presenting information, and it is up to you to make a decision. So these are some things that are in the works. We're rapidly growing and expanding, and I am going to take the next 30 days and start organizing our staff and giving them assignments and duties so that they can partner with me in the various responsibilities they have to help grow and expand this spiritual community. So we want you to continue to prepare your hearts and to prepare your minds for this migration. All right. So the last time we'll be on this space with Spiritual Awakening is tonight. And then, of course, Sunday with Revolution Sundays will be this coming Sunday. Beginning Monday, I think that's the 15th. We'll be streaming our major programs from within the Patreon community. As I said before, I'm looking for quality over quantity. And it is time for us to vibe with our tribe. And it is time for us to position ourselves to be able to speak the truths that we need to speak in a safe place for everybody. So I'm telling you, I am pretty energized. I am very, very energized these days about that. Now, the latest podcast has dropped, and surprisingly, haven't done any promotions in the last few months. But surprisingly, there have been several downloads already this month of the podcast. The latest one is up as well. And I want you to make sure that you either access it on the Facebook page. You can also access it through Patreon. Members through Patreon, it's that podcast is synced to Patreon. So whenever I put it in another place, it's stored on Lipson. There it goes out to uh, Apple, iPod. It goes out to Spotify, but it's also synced with the Patreon page, Revolution Inc. Patreon page. So it shows up as a post automatically. I want you to listen to it. I want you to listen to it, or you can go to our YouTube channel. The YouTube channel is The Divine You. The Divine You is a YouTube channel. It's new. Go there and subscribe. The links that you see on the Facebook page that have YouTube links connected to the video, that is the new page for the podcast and other programming that I am preparing to release around various different subjects on that platform. So I am desiring your support, and I'm thanking you for your support in advance. And listen, if you hear something or see something that you know would bless people, that you know would strengthen people, or that you know would challenge people, or that you know would elevate people, that you know would encourage people, take that simple link to that podcast and text it to people, or take it and show it on social media. We want to expose people to information and inspiration that leads to some form of elevation that's definitely going to produce massive manifestation. And we just finished up, I think this series was, what was it, Affirmations 2, Part 2. Let me see. I think that was Affirmations Part 2. I'm going to go in here and double check. If you know offhand, let me know. If not, I'm going to the platform and look. Excuse, I always seem to be congested. Let's see. Yes, You Manifest What You Believe, Part 1 was just dropped. Yesterday, You Manifest What You Believe, Part 1 was just dropped on the 9th. Powerful, powerful, I think pretty informative series. Pretty informative series. Yes, You Manifest What You Believe, Part 1 is the one that just dropped, and Part 2 drops next week. Listen, I'm dropping content that will change your life. I'm dropping content that will elevate somebody's life. So I want you to recognize that as I put my love and my heart into it for you and for the masses, when it's worthy of sharing, share it with other people. We are blessed to be a blessing. I think, let me look down. Let me show you what it looks like on, real quickly, on, show you what it looks like on, which one is that? Spotify. This is what the main page looks like on Spotify, The Divine You podcast. That's what it looks like. So if you on Spotify often and you want to find it, just do a search for that. As I said, it's also in various other places where podcasts are present. So I am thankful. It's not like I got super high expectations starting out, but yet I have expectations that are based in the supernatural. And I'm thanking those from around the globe who have taken time to download the recent podcasts. Wonderful. I think I got my announcements out of the way. Now we're going to move into a new subject for us to discuss. I'm going to begin the series on consciously, creating our life. I think I touched on it before, but I want to be a little bit more thorough in my presentation this time around. I wanted to mention this before I get into the teaching. I forgot to ask you that wonderful, wonderful magic question too. I do need to check in with you. What's good, and tell me how your week, about your week. What's good, and tell me about your week. And then I'm going to get into what I'm going to discuss tonight. And as you're preparing to tell me how your week has gone thus far, I don't usually comment on things that happen in the news for various different reasons, which I care not to get into today. But I do want to pause and reflect on the assassination of Charlie Kirk. I want to pause to reflect on that. Whether you agreed with Charlie Kirk or not, he did not deserve to be murdered for his beliefs. And so I'm sending thoughts and prayers in this moment to Charlie Kirk. He had a wife and a daughter who was only a few years old. And I don't want to watch the footage. I've got some relatives who told me how brutal the footage really was. I prepare not, I excuse me, prefer not to look at stuff like that. I have a memory. I have a pretty good memory. And so when I see things, it's like photographic or eidetic. Yeah, I remember it for life. So some stuff I just stay away from. I'm bringing it up for us to consider his family, but also to consider the state of the nation. I'm telling you now, as I have prophesied, the downfall of people of ministry, exposure. I've started doing it like 5 or 6 years ago on my platform. I don't talk about stuff like that as much because I'm in a different space. But I'm telling you now, we are at a critical, pivotal moment in this country, and I'm not going to get into detail. Maybe I'll just pop in one night on Patreon and we can all discuss it. Bring some of you on, and you can give me feedback in the chat. Our current leader is incredibly polarizing, but just as he represents the extremes of his party, there are also the extremes that exist in the other party. And my concern is that the fight to be heard and the fight that people have waged, or the war they've waged to be heard, the war they've waged to pronounce and present their rights for whatever category of beliefs they have, is so divisive and so bombastic and so volatile, until I'm really not surprised that this kind of violence is taking place. Whether you believe it or not, there was an attempted assassination on Donald Trump. Some people think it was artificially contrived. I'm not getting into that. The violence we see in the school shootings, and we've seen murders on the streets, so forth and so on. Violence exists in the world, but what was done well in the last 40 years is the prevention of assassinations on U.S. soil. We're living in a time right now, family, where we need to pray, we need to meditate, we need to harmonize, that there might be peace in this world, that there might be peace in this land. Because I see us moving toward some volatile, violent times based on identity politics, based on belief systems, based on rules and regulations, based on the perceived rights, so forth and so on. So reflect on our nation, pray for our nation, pray for our leadership. There are things, what I sense in the spirit is that there are things brewing below the surface that are about to come to the surface. What we saw in the exit of Trump's first term, the violence that took place in the Capitol, shocked a lot of people. Don't be surprised as those kinds of things start escalating, because when the masses participate in collective consciousness, good, bad, or otherwise, there's an energy around that creates situations and circumstances that are going to be unsavory, highly distasteful, and life-threatening for many. Just wanted to pause and say, pray for our nation. Whether you agree with him or not, that's not the point. Everybody has a right to speak their opinion. This is one of the reasons why this nation is supposed to be heralded around the world, freedom of speech. And when freedom of speech is violated because somebody doesn't agree with you or done something you don't like, and they decide that they're going to hurl bullets at you, it's very, very, very serious. And yes, he said a lot of controversial things, but that don't mean he deserved to die for it. I just wanted to say that. Yes, our thoughts and prayers with the Kirk family and others who are associated with it. All right, our resident therapist says his week has been busy but peaceful. Anybody else want to share how your week has been going thus far? I've been having a good week myself, a pretty interesting week. Anybody else want to share how your week has been going thus far? Anybody else want to share how your week has been going thus far? Let's see. My Chris has said week is going good, no complaints. Anybody else want to share how your week has been going thus far? I'm always interested in keeping up with the happenings in your personal life. Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing that. I'm getting to the teaching. I want you to type something because I don't want to forget it, family. I don't want to forget it, but I'm not going to share it on this platform. But I had a series of spiritual encounters this week that I'm going to share, after next week in Patreon. But I want you to type these words in the comment section. A glitch in the matrix. A glitch in the matrix. I want you to type that in the comment section. A glitch in the matrix. That's not what I'm going to discuss tonight. But I'm having you to type it because you're going to want to know what that glitch was. And I'm going to give you a clue tonight. The glitch that happened in the matrix was centered around this particular mug and one other article that's associated with me. A glitch in the matrix. Some of y'all probably wondering, what is he talking about? A glitch in the matrix. Well, if you watch the movie The Matrix, you can identify with that terminology, a glitch in the matrix. Well, I experienced a glitch in the matrix, and I got a feeling. I just got a feeling that there are a few innovative, hungry, and spiritually hungry and thirsty, supernaturally hungry and thirsty people who are going to want to hear me talk about the glitch in the matrix that occurred in my life. Very fascinating, deep conversations about reality, what reality actually is, multiple versions, multiple universes. We'll get into that when I share with you about what happened. Have any of you all also, since the 88 portal, we're actually in the 999 portal? I try and keep you involved with these things, even if you don't believe in it. I just want you to know it exists. The 999 portal, there's an article also in Patreon on that, what it means, how to participate, so forth and so on. But has anybody else been having some more frequent encounters with the spiritual dimension, the astral plane, spiritual beings, so forth and so on? Anybody else? I've been having some interesting conversations. Matter of fact, I got a little book that I was led to keep by my bedside. I do have a book, a large notebook where I was recording dreams, and I just didn't keep up like I should. But I need to start recording these things because they're communications. They're communications. They're messages, and I do want to start recording them. But anybody else have any interesting, maybe in the last 30 days since August, some dreams, some encounters in your dreams, some messages, powerful messages transmitted to you, or some synchronicities or other things that's been happening in your life that's occurring again more often than usual. More often than usual. Anybody else besides me? I know some of you have because you've kind of mentioned it before. Okay. At any particular time you want to mention it as we move down the line in our teaching today. Okay. Now, our resident therapist is going to be keeping up again with these installments. Let's see. We got a testimony here. I definitely have more pronounced synchronicities, several out-of-body experiences, memories coming to me of the future. Awesomeness. Powerful. Powerful, powerful, powerful. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you for sharing that. It's from the article Practical Alchemy. I'm going to basically talk about how to consciously create your life. I want you to type in the comment section how to consciously create your life. How to consciously create your life. Type that in the comment section. How to consciously create your life. Now, whether you realize it or not, family, you're already doing this. You're already doing this. You're already consciously creating your life. And if you've been keeping up with us and the teachings on this platform, we have not just shown you from the spiritual and metaphysical perspectives of thoughts creating reality. We've also shown you from psychology. We've shown you from science, meaning quantum physics, quantum mechanics. We've also shown you from medical science as it relates to the brain. So I'll continue to add more proof. This proof has been presented in the form of studies, experiments, and of course, new information that's constantly being released to us as to the power that we possess to impact the physical material world as spirit beings with our thoughts. So I'm not going to go back into all those studies and quotes and information from a wide variety of professionals in their respective fields. But what I am going to do is pick up from the previous foundation that I've laid to present to you how to take more control of how you consciously create. Now, this came to me before I came online. I got to check with you all. I want to say this to you, family. Make sure that you are spending quality time with God, with the divine, with yourself every day. What are you doing when you first get up in the morning? And again, sometimes I'm going to say 1 out of 10 times now I fail the test. 9 out of 10 times I pass this test. Most of the time when I reach for my phone in the morning, it's not to check an email or a text message. It's to, connect with a person. But other than that, I am putting something in my ears while I'm in that state akin to sleep, that that theta brain state, whether it's my own meditation or whether I'm listening to a self-guided meditation. I've been experimenting with sounds and frequencies lately from an app that I was introduced to that's having a powerful effect. It affects you on the cellular level up. It's awesome. Making sure, family, that I'm spending quality spiritual and mental time with the divine and with myself. Okay. Who's doing that? Don't be ashamed to say if you're not. Because that's the key to what I'm talking about today, and we'll talk about over the next few Wednesdays. It is a critical component to this teaching working for you, to this teaching being effectively absorbed into an advanced psychological and mental construct. Trying to say my words too fast. Mental construct. It is a critical piece to maintaining calm, balance, and awareness starting your day or finding time throughout the day, listen to me. Even if you're on the toilet and you do a 5 minute, just block out everything, sitting on the toilet on your job. And it's you and the divine, or it's you and your higher self. And you're talking to yourself, or you are envisioning, you're imagining, or you're exacting calm, or you're releasing peace, whatever it is, family. Every single day, make time to do it. It's imperative. And that's what came to me to discuss with you before I got into the teaching tonight, because there's too much noise and too much other programming that's influencing people, and they're listening to teaching like this and they say it don't work. It's not working because their mind is cluttered with carnal things. Their mind is cluttered with linear knowledge. Their mind is cluttered with the opinions of the finite. They're not in touch with the infinite. They're not accessing the infinite enough as a spiritual being. They're not accessing the dimension they need to access, where all of the necessary instructions for life and the guidance is there. They're not spending enough time mastering themselves. So I want to emphasize that. Make it a top priority. It's always quality over quantity. I'm going to say it again. It's always quality over quantity. Yes, it's good to say, oh, I meditated 30 minutes. I meditated. Oh, that's wonderful. Okay, that's wonderful. But you can have 30-minute meditations that's not qualitative if you're distracted. Your mind is all over the place. But no, so don't so much look at the length of time. Even if it's just 10 minutes, set your timer on your clock. Set your timer on your phone. Pray, meditate, speak your affirmations, which are being absorbed into your identity, shifting you. Whatever it is you do that's effective for you, make sure you do it daily. I'm telling you now, you're going to be amazed as to the revelation knowledge that's going to be revealed to you. Albert Einstein said, imagination is everything. It is the preview of life's coming attractions. Again, I did some teaching on Einstein months ago, his thought experiments. Type those two words in the comment section, thought experiments. Do some of y'all remember that? When I shared with you how Einstein discovered one of his laws of physics through what's called a thought experiment. He literally used his imagination. I believe he was riding in an elevator or thinking about an elevator in his imagination and came up with a physical law. Of course, he experimented and did the math afterwards to prove its veracity or to verify it, but he used thought experiments, aka his imagination. Tony Robbins says, whatever you hold in your mind on a consistent basis is exactly what you will experience in your life. I'm asking you the question, what are you holding in your mind on a consistent basis? What are you holding in your mind on a consistent basis? And in the interest of being very, very, very direct, if you're holding trash in your mind on a consistent basis, I cannot do, I'm unable to do, I am helpless, I am weak, I am a victim. If you're holding these things in your mind on a continuous basis, it is somebody else's fault all the time. I just hate my life. I'm mad at my life and I'm mad at other people. If you are holding these thoughts in your mind on a continuous basis, then how do you expect to live a fulfilling life? How do you expect to experience anything else but the misery that you think about all the time? And then people will get discouraged and they'll say, well, I tried the positive thing and it don't work. And then they go back to the misery. They go back to the pessimism. They don't go back to the cynicism. They go back to the angry person. They go back to the edgy person. How is that person better than a person who's trying to improve, think more positive, be more balanced in their approach to life, not be mad and angry all the time? How is the opposite of that better than that. It's not. It's just a default setting that a person has adopted, and they didn't understand that the very thought that it's not working is creating experiences to prove to them that it's not working. You're standing at the edge, family. We are standing at the edge of a mighty realization. Hear me. You are not merely a dreamer of reality. You are a shaper of it, a living alchemist, transforming invisible thought into visible form. You are an alchemist. Creation, it's not happenstance. It's not accidental. It's not a matter of luck. It is something that is done intentionally. If only people understood and recognized that they are transforming invisible thought into visible thought form, they would do a whole lot better job, of producing the kind of life they really desire. It is a science. It is a practice. It is a sacred art. Yes, the ancients called it alchemy, the transformation of the base into precious, of the unseen from the seen. So we're going to strip away some mystery and doubt today. And we're going to focus on this powerful truth. You consciously create your life. I want you to type it in the comment section. I consciously create my life. Type that in the comment section. I consciously create my life. Ooh, family. That's a challenging statement for some people to wrap their minds around. But I want you to type it in the comment section. I consciously create my life. Just trying to own that and accept that from a religious state of consciousness was a challenge. You've been taught that somebody else or some other thing aside from yourself makes more of a contribution to your existence than you do. Am I making any sense to anybody? This is why when things, watch this, when things went well, we blamed it on God. We gave God the credit. And when things didn't go so well, guess who we blamed? That other fella called the devil. Very little onus of responsibility is placed on religious people because they somehow, some way think something else is making my life for me. Something else is putting these things in my world. Something else is doing this, that, or the other. And this is where helplessness is formed in people when they feel powerless about their own existence, powerless, centered around their own being. Hear what I'm saying? So it's like your belief was, well, God didn't do it, so it can't happen. The other belief was, well, that other fellow was allowed to do what he did. Now I got to rebuke him and steal my stuff back that he stole from me. I want people to understand that if you keep giving the power of reality creation away to other things and other beings, you strip yourself of your own power. And this is why we got so many people who will be status quo or beneath it until they leave this planet, because they literally believe they have very little to do with what happens in their lives. Am I making any sense to anybody? I'm going to go to my phone real quickly and see if I'm getting any likes and hearts from those who are watching me right now. This is a tough thing because, again, I have discovered that uh, this kind of this kind of belief that I have nothing to do with my own life, people are comfortable with that. They're very comfortable. They're very comfortable with letting somebody else take the credit for the good or for the bad. And they take very little credit for anything. We quote the text all the time from Proverbs 23:7a. As he thinketh in his heart, so is he. And we could quote Old Testament texts. Choose ye this day whom you will serve. Throughout the biblical text, it tells you you have choices to make. You choose. You consciously choose. You consciously make choices. You're consciously sowing through thought, emotion, and action into the universe and reaping from those conscious choices, those conscious seeds that you and I sow on a day-to-day basis. But people are comfortable hiding behind the shadow of a deity, not understanding how powerful they've created to be, not understanding their role and position in all of this. We're going to take a few minutes and look at the foundations of conscious creation. I want you to understand that conscious creation is the deliberate, intentional shaping of reality. It's the deliberate, intentional shaping of reality through focused thought. When you type in the comment section, focused thought. Type that in the comment section, focused thought. I can tell you right now that the things that you're focused on the most are the things that you're seeing in your world right now. Those are what's called dominant thoughts. Dominant thoughts. And you say, well, I don't know how true that is because, I'm focused on money. I'm focused on more money. I'm focused on having more money. That's why you don't have more. Because every time you're focused on having more, you're sending a message to your subconscious that I don't have any. Instead of you living abundantly, accepting abundance. Listen, I'm working through all this stuff myself. You are still sending a message to yourself that I lack, that I do not have. Every time you think about what you don't have, every time you think about what I need more, every time you say, I gotta have this, I gotta have this, every time you say, I don't have this, I don't have this, every time you think about, if I had this, I could do that. If I had that amount of money, I could buy this. You're saying to yourself, I don't have it. You are continuing to effectively program your subconscious mind to reflect in a reality back to you that you lack. Focused thought. The next thing is aligned feeling. Conscious creation is deliberate. It's an intentional shaping of reality through aligned feeling. Type those two words. Aligned feeling. Aligned feeling. I want you to understand that Neville Goddard said feeling is a secret. Feeling is a very important component because, again, it is a sensation. It is a feeling. It is an emotion. It is something that to the subconscious mind confirms that something is real or not real. And remember, I shared with you studies about athletes, some practicing in their mind and others practicing physically. People learning how to play the piano, some practicing with their mind, some practicing physically. Almost the same results in terms of the pianists being able to play and the athletes having the same amount, almost equal amount of muscle growth between those who imagine themselves working out and those who actually physically worked out, because your body, your subconscious, doesn't know the difference. The next thing I want you to type down is persistent assumption. Persistent assumption. So there's got to be some alignment with the feeling of something being completed, a feeling of joy attached to a completed event, a feeling of joy attached to what you're believing. Again, type down persistent assumption. Persistent assumption. Type that down. Persistent assumption. That's, again, something we assume continuously, something we assume all the time. Listen to me. If you assume that people don't like you, that's a persistent assumption. And guess what? You have assumed the role of a person that folk don't like. So when people start acting like they don't like you, why are you surprised? Why are you surprised? Now, the truth be told, you're not manifesting everybody that don't like you, but you are manifesting some situations where people don't like you, and you are bringing people into your world who don't like you because you're saying they're not supposed to like you. So you act like you don't want people to like you, or you act like you should not be liked. Why would you act like you should not be liked? Why would you transmit a thought into the world daily that I'm not liked, and then expect people to like you? Somebody help me figure that out. Why would you expect to see anything differently? And yes, you're not impacting everybody, because there are going to be some people who are going to still like you. And that's why you're shocked to the core. They rock your boots when you found out this whole time they had no issues with you. They really liked you. Well, you just assumed persistently. You became the person that believed that I'm just not likable like that. We persist in our assumptions and consciously create outcomes. The next thing is inspired action. So we start with focused thought, aligned feeling, persistent assumption, inspired action. That's what we do. That's what we are moved to do. So again, you want love, you focus on the thought that I am love, I am lovable, everybody loves me, the right man or right woman of my desires is going to love me. And then you, second thing you would do is a line of feeling with that. When you're seeing that, when you're thinking that, you feel the love. You create the love within and feel the love and affection coming from other people. Then guess what you do after that? You persist in an assumption that I'm loved. I am that lovable man. I am that lovable woman. I am so attractive. I am so sexy. I am aspired and desired. And then last but not least, when the person pops up in your world, through inspired action, you make a move. What I want people to understand as it relates to conscious creation, get it straight, family. Don't get it twisted. We're not trying to control every event. It's really not about controlling every event. It's not trying to micromanage every event. It's about controlling your inner state, because you know your outer world reflects it. I'm going to say it again. It's about controlling your inner state, because you know your outer world reflects it. I have things that pop up in my life that I didn't want there. So I have a choice in the moment. I have a choice in the moment as I'm living as me within me to create an outcome that I desire in the moment, but it starts within. I don't like to do anything out here. I don't like to reach for nothing, grab for nothing without first seeing the outcome of it. I don't want to make a phone call without seeing the outcome of it. I don't want to have a conversation without seeing the outcome of it. And sometimes I don't do that. And invariably, when I don't do that, I might find myself in a situation where the conversation is not going well, the situation doesn't appear to be going well. And in those moments, I have to be still enough and aware enough to then create the outcome within myself. But yet again, it's not that I'm trying to macromanage every event. I want to remain in a state of consciousness, in a state of awareness, in a state of being inside at all times, controlling my inner state. So nothing happens to me in my world that pulls me out of my peace. Nobody can take your peace, it has to be given. I'm going to say it again. Nobody can take your peace, it has to be given away. Mm, mm, mm. I'm going to say it again. Nobody can take your peace, it has to be given away. It has to be given away. Even our anger is a matter of interpretation of circumstances and situations. I'm going to say it again. Even our anger is a matter of interpretation of situations. What do I mean? Nobody jumps inside your body and creates the energy of anger. Nobody jumps inside your mind and makes you angry. You and I are angry based on our self identity, our self concept, our self image. We personalize, we internalize and personalize based on how we feel about ourselves. And that's not to say that things aren't done as bad and heinous against us. That's not what I'm saying. But how I respond to that is not so much based on how I see you, it's based on how I think you see me. And it's based on how I'm feeling about how I think you see me in the moment, which could be totally wrong, but yet and still, it's my interpretation. I hope somebody caught that. I should have got some likes and hearts on Facebook. It's a powerful point that I just made. Change your conception of yourself. Change your conception of yourself, and you will automatically change the world in which you live. Neville Goddard, in quote, your faith is your fortune. This is an overlooked thing in conscious creation, the conception of self. The conception of self. I want you to type this in the comment section. Every day, I create a conception of myself. Type that in the comment section. Every day, I create a conception of myself. Did you know that? So let's just imagine that we'll put it in artistic form or an illustration of art. So just imagine every day you paint a picture of who and what you are. You conceive as an artist a picture of who you are inside as it relates to intelligence, as it relates to competence, as it relates to lovability, as it relates to feeling if you're respected, honored, disrespected. Okay. Every day. Neville is talking about the conception. You are creating a picture of yourself inwardly. You're not drawing it on a physical piece of paper. You're writing it in your heart. You're writing it on your heart. It is a part of your heart. It is a part of your thinking construct. Your psychological construct paints the picture of you never get what you want, or you always have to struggle to get what you want, or everybody else gets to be blessed and get to have what they have, but you don't, or things always have to be hard and difficult for you. That's the picture. That's the picture of your conception of yourself every day. That conception, family, turns into a perception. You conceive it, which means you create it. Now you perceive it. Now it is your perception. That conception, which is a conceiving, is going to give life. It's going to bring life into being. It's going to bring a physical counterpart of life. The seed is sown in a woman. The minute it fertilizes that egg, conception begins. A new life is formed. The life of this reality, just as two people have to join together with reproductive materials to conceive one life, you and I are producing life that we know as reality. And we are the reality that's producing more reality every single day. based on our conception of ourselves. One of the reasons why you didn't do certain things is because the conception of yourself or the picture you painted of yourself was an unworthiness, not good enough, not special enough, don't know enough people, don't have enough experience. And what would I do with all that anyway? And I wouldn't know what to do with a person like that. I wouldn't know what to do with a position like that. Or I always self-sabotage it anyway. So why even try it? This is the conception that becomes your perception that ultimately becomes a creation, a new life that you have just given. You've just breathed into the nostrils of that situation, the breath of life that reflects back to you as something that is living, vibrant, and real. Let me say this to you. Only reality can create reality. Only reality can create reality. The creator is real. We are real. We are creators. We are co-creators. And we create more reality. Man and a woman, again, get together. Conception creates the reality of a new divine species of being. In 9 months after the gestational cycle, the world sees the life in one body that is created by two realities that merge together to produce one beautiful, splendiferous, male or female reality. Am I making any sense to anybody? I don't see too many likes and hearts. I want you to catch what I'm saying today. Your conception is a picture. It's a picture of self-definition that you live with every single day. And if you show up in the world as a victim, that's how the universe responds to you. Lord have mercy. Somebody catch what I'm saying today. If you show up in the world as somebody who's triumphant and everything always works in your favor, then that's how things will respond to you. Creation begins within and inevitably manifests without. I'm going to say it again. Creation begins within and inevitably manifests without. Family, I'm saying it again. Check your dominant thoughts. Check your dominant thoughts. I want you to type it in the comment section. I must check my dominant thoughts. Type that in the comment section for me. I must check my dominant thoughts. Check them. Check your dominant thoughts about relationships. Check your dominant thoughts about your physical health. Check your dominant thoughts about sickness and disease. Check your dominant thoughts about family. Check your dominant thoughts about the creator, about God, about the source, about the sustainer. Check your dominant thoughts about problem solving. Check your dominant thoughts about how you love or do not love yourself. Check your dominant thoughts about how you think people see you. Check your dominant thoughts about your career, whether you can excel or not excel. Check your dominant thoughts about your outer image. Check your dominant thoughts about money, about your career, about your occupation. Check your dominant thoughts about your education. Do you define yourself by it? Or is it defining you? Check your dominant thoughts about the friends you're in relationship with, the friends that are close to you. Do you feel like you're the least in the group? Do you feel like you're the most disrespected in the group? Or do you feel like you're the leader of the group? Check your dominant thoughts. They are going to inevitably manifest without. Ooh, did you catch that? I said inevitably. Let me look at my time. I'm out of time. That's a good place to stop. I said inevitably they're going to manifest without. I'm going to say it again. It's inevitable that whatever you are thinking about the most, you're going to see it show up in your world. I dare you right now. Listen to this. I dare you to go to sleep tonight and just think about yellow giraffes. I dare you to go to sleep tonight and just envision yellow giraffes. I dare you to just think about yellow giraffe. Just say it, yellow giraffe, yellow giraffe. I dare you to do that 2, 3, 4, 5 days in a row. I dare you to do that. You know what's going to eventually happen? You're going to see a yellow giraffe somewhere. And it's not because Google heard you. It's not because Microsoft Edge heard you. It's because you're heard by everything in this universe. And as a spiritual being, you're transmitting. Even the natural side of us is transmitting. The brain is transmitting. It's going to impress itself. It's going to create a physical counterpart of what exists inside of you. It's going to create a situation where the things that you think the most, as Job said, the thing I thought the most, feared the most, excuse me, has come upon me, where he was thinking fear in these areas of his life. This is a great, wonderful psycho-spiritual principle. It's going to happen. But people talk themselves out of thinking that the good stuff can happen too. They think, watch this, this is a belief that I'm more likely or more prone, this is how some folks think, I'm more likely or more prone to produce the negative side of something, or the scarcity side of something, or the limited side of something, based on another assumption, an assumption that I got to do more to have this, I got to be more to have this, or because I'm not in this category, I have this education, I know this person, I have this help, or because I'm in a category where I'm not supposed to even have certain things because I made certain mistakes. There's all kinds of stuff tied to this that convinces people that it works better for the negative than the positive. You hear what I'm saying? You know, people think bad news travels faster than good news. It travels faster than good news because people think that. It travels faster than good news because there's a desire in everybody for tension. There's a desire in everybody for conflict. It's just there. You have to deal with it. It's simply why when you were growing up in school, and I've given this illustration before, but it's the reason why on a normal day, everybody got off the bus and went to their houses. A couple of people that were friends talked. Every now and then, people standing around chatting it up. But most of the time, people went home. Even in the day, watch this, of social media, where kids barely talk to each other. They're more in their phones and electronic devices than anything else. But let there be somebody who said they're going to fight when they get off the bus. Let JoJo tell Ray Ray, oh, I'm gonna beat your head in when we get off. We fight when we get off the bus. Everybody ain't going home. Most people are going to be standing at that bus stop. When the bus drive off, those same 15 kids that get off at the one stop, most of those 15 kids ain't going home. They're going to stay there just to watch a fight. But we, with our beliefs, have created these theories. We've created these sayings that have been translated by our belief into a reality. And I'm saying to you again, what the great Neville Goddard said, change your conception of yourself, and you will automatically change the world in which you live in. Hear what I'm saying today. Let me speak some more truth into you. Let me speak some more love into you before I release you tonight. It don't make a difference how chocolate your skin is or how pale your skin is. Believe in yourself. Believe that I'm handsome, or believe that I am pretty. Believe that I'm beautiful. It doesn't make a difference how many tests you fail. Believe that I am intelligent. It doesn't make a difference how short your hair is, how long your hair is. Believe that I am worthy. It doesn't make a difference, watch this, how big your boobs or booty is or how flat they are. Don't allow society to define you by none of that. Know you sexy. Relish your curves. Come on here. If you need to add a little something, something, add a little something, something. I'm not mad at you. You cannot allow external, you cannot allow other people, you cannot allow the world's collective consciousness, you cannot allow haters and other people to convince you to create a negative conception and perception about yourself. Hear what I'm saying today. I don't care if you got 10 kids and you're a single mother, a single father. Family, listen to me today. If you believe you can attract the best man as a single woman or the best woman as a single man, come on now. People will create these statistical categories. Okay, say there is a statistical category that exists. Okay, that doesn't mean you got to be in that statistical category. I wish I had more likes and hearts because I'm talking better than what y'all saying to me. The people who change the conception of themselves are the people who defy the carnal natural laws, the carnal natural rules, the carnal natural expectation, the carnal natural guidelines. I need some supernatural people to understand that circumstances really don't matter. I just told y'all that recently. I want you to type it in the comment section. Circumstances really don't matter. If you can believe, the text says, all things are possible to him that believe. Hear what I'm saying today. That means circumstances don't matter. Everything you are is a compliment. Everything you are is worthy if you believe it's worthy. Everything you are makes you a great catch if you believe it. Catch what I'm saying today. When you change that conception, your life is going to start aligning with the you that's showing up every day in the world, with the you that's being transmitted into the universe every day, with the you that shows up and rings that bell every day, family. They really don't matter. I'm prophesying to some folk right now that your finances, your living arrangement, your transportation is going to shift so fast, and it's not going to have anything to do with circumstances. It's going to have everything to do with the greatness that's already been in you and a part of you that you decided to unleash. It's got everything to do with the faith that you released. Hear what I'm saying today. Some of you all are going to change. They're going to change financial categories. You're going to change tax brackets. You're going up. Some of y'all are recapturing your health. Some of y'all are recapturing your heart. Some of y'all are recapturing your mind because you persisted in the belief that it's working together for your good. You persisted in the belief that I'm greater than any negative opinion that anybody has ever said about me. You changed. You got up in the morning, you washed your face, you did everything you should do. You showed up, watch this, when you have $50 in your account, you showed up as a person who was worthy to get paid of their value, and you treated yourself that way until the universe aligned with your faith, until God conspired with you to open up windows, doors, channels, and rivers on your behalf. Hallelujah. Circumstances don't matter when you have faith. Circumstances don't matter when you believe. Catch what I'm saying today. I don't care what you've been diagnosed with. I've seen people who had toes, people had toes growing back and organs forming their body. Hear what I'm saying today. Eyes growing in their sockets. But you got to change that inner conception. You got to realize that the greater one is in you. The greater one is a part of you. Why would you accept somebody else's pessimistic, negative opinion about you when you know you're designed for greater? I want you to type it in the comment section. I'm designed for greatness. Type that in the comment section. I'm going to shut it down. I'm designed for greatness. Type that in the comment section. I am designed for greatness, and speak it out loud. I am designed for greatness. I am designed. Greatness. Moshe, whom we call Moses, he said, I'm not articulate in speech, but he was designed. He was designed for greatness. I'm telling you right now, this is for somebody. Consciously create a new image of you, a new perception. Show up in the world every day. I love the story this itinerant speaker told. He said he aspired to travel as a speaker. Nobody was called. He said he would drive out to the airport pretty much every day and act like he was getting on a flight. Time went by, and guess what ended up happening? He was flying every week somewhere to speak for somebody because he showed up in the world with his faith to say, I'm here. This is who I am. This is what I am. And eventually, the phone started ringing. People start calling. And that man who used to just drive through the airport, acting like he was catching a flight, was actually driving to the airport to catch a flight on a weekly basis. Oh, I feel this. I feel something right now while I'm talking. Glory to God. I feel something right now while I'm talking. It's time for you to show up in the world as the person you're designed to be. It's time for you to talk like the person you're designed to be. You are designed for greatness. And don't let anybody else talk you down from your greatness, down from your design, down from your calling. Eagles have no business in the chicken coop, in the chicken yard. Hear what I'm saying today. Hawks have no business flying with doves. Catch me when I'm saying it. Hyenas and lions don't live in the same pride. I want you to understand this. I want you to receive this. I want you to know this. By the Spirit, something is being spoken right now to you. Something is being spoken. Embrace it. Receive it. Know it. It's yours if you believe it. And Almighty, I just thank you in this moment and in this hour that somebody is changing their conception of themselves. New perception. A new them is emerging. Yeshua's name. So, oh my goodness. Bishop Tony Green is on. Wow. What an honor and a privilege. Thank you, family, for stopping by. I'm so thankful and so grateful that you took out time in your schedule. I'm going to put up the giving opportunities if you want to give tonight. We are living in the midst of what's called the 999 portal. If you want to give tonight, I want to encourage people to give with a 9 in your giving. With a 9 in your giving. There's an article on Patreon about the portal. Go over there and educate yourself. Wow. I sense this so strong for somebody. I sense this so strong. There's an open heaven in you. There's open windows within you. Embrace it. It is yours. It is yours now. So possess it. Receive it now. Know it now. I'm going to release you tonight, but tell me what you thought about the presentation before I get off. How you feeling? What you thinking? I'm a little bit over time. How you feeling? What you thinking? How you feeling? What you thinking? My, I feel that. How you feeling? What are you thinking? Yes, yes. Be intentional. about your time. Be intentional about your awareness of your thoughts. Be intentional about what state of mind and consciousness you're in. Change your conception of yourself. Real quickly, real quickly. Somebody said, wonderful knowing. Thank you so much. Anybody else? Anybody else? What do you think about the teaching tonight? I want to release you with the shalom blessing. Yes, only reality can create reality. It's impossible for non-reality. It's more of a philosophical conversation, but non-reality isn't reality. Therefore, it can create reality. Things that are considered to be real can create something else that's real. Anybody else? Thank you for your feedback and your opinions today. Love you so dearly. Appreciate you so much. $AG Green or $AG Green Enterprises, or you can visit theaggreen.com. There's a donation page there where you can give today or any day you choose to do it. Thank you, thank you, thank you for the teaching. Thank you so much. I release you all with shalom, blessing, shalom, shalom, peace, wholeness, and prosperity. Nothing missing, nothing broken. It is so, and so it is. Enjoy your evening.